it's Fred and Sheila McCoy. Sheila's behind.
Hi, I'm behind.
Behind the camera. We're going to do another video on another topic that's been controversial or questionable during the Hatfield McCoy feud and books that's been written since and so forth. Once again, here's, I'm not trying to push it, but if you ever want to read the truth that's been researched, this is almost a 900-page book Sheila and I wrote several years ago, and it's got everything that we go over in our videos and stuff. It's got it, the story in that book there. What we're going to cover today is this photo right here. This is one of the famous photos from the feud, and you photographed all of them?
Yes, I photographed all of these, and they will be at the end of our video, so you can look at everything and read it up close.
Okay, so at the end of the video, she's took this board here. We have these boards throughout our museum. This is just one section of the museum. We have a whole nother section and an upstairs with artifacts and memorabilia also. But this is just one of the boards that we've put up throughout the museum for people that's got questions or had questions, and it goes about explaining things a little bit. Anyway, on this photo right here, you've got the three bodies of these three men laying on this porch, dead. And for years and years, Hatfield McCoy books, a lot of authors, knowingly or unknowingly, I think a lot of them knows better, but in order to make their book look better and seem like they got something that nobody else has got, they put that picture in there. And they advertise that as the three McCoys, Tolbert, Bud, or Randall Jr., and Farmer McCoy, that was killed at the three pawpaw trees at Blackberry. Now, Sheila and I both grew up in Pike County and on Blackberry in that area, and we've been to all these areas, and we have videotapes where we've done our book that she'll be putting.
We'll post them at a later date, so you can see all the things that we've been to.
But of course, Pawpaw Trees is one of the most famous areas because that's where Devil Anse took the three McCoy boys to, tied them up to the pawpaw trees, stripped them down naked, and shot them. This is the indictment of 23 men that was there, that was indicted for, and ultimately went to prison, was convicted, a bunch of them, for that murder. Here's one of the books, just to show you an example, and I've got these tabs in here that we're going to cover in other areas that we're going to talk about later on videos, but here's that famous photo right there. And it says that this photo is the depiction of the three McCoy boys stretched out with the Hatfields showing what they had done. And that is not
That's
the
not
three.
accurate.
No, that's not the three McCoy boys. And go ahead, Sheila.
Actually, this here is a photo of the OK Corral gunfight. There were three.
Frank McCleary, Tom McCleary, and Billy Clanton. This is them. This is them on the porch. This is them in their caskets in Tombstone, Arizona.
Right.
And this is a flyer that they give to you at the OK Corral Museum in Arizona. And right down here at the bottom left, this is a trifold, and it folds over into a flyer. But here at the bottom left is the three caskets with the McClearys and Billy Clanton in that picture. So that is not the three McCoy boys. That's actually from the OK Corral. And there's more to this story, and we're going to do a separate video on the pawpaw trees.
Yeah, and the boys.
And about how that came about and what happened and different things, and why Jim Vance is not listed in as one of the murderers in here. This is actually the indictments and the ones that they went to West Virginia and brought back for this first killing. They never arrested them, but they finally were brought to justice. Anything else?
No, but they do know, I guess the boys were killed because of the election ground.
Yeah, the three boys, that's when they killed Ellis and Hatfield. And we're going to go over Ellison and Tolbert and Bad Lice on another video on how that all came about. And they killed the three McCoy boys, stabbed and shot Ellis and Hatfield. And of course they were taken to West Virginia and brought back after Ellison died, and they were tied to the trees and killed. Again, that will be a different video as far as the deaths themselves. What we wanted to show here today was basically this photo and this photo and how it's been misrepresented all these years. So when you see these Hatfield McCoy books or whatever you might see it in that says the three McCoy boys, understand, no matter how convincing they might try to be to you, this is not the three McCoy boys. First of all, the McCoy boys were naked. These guys are dressed even down to their boots. Second of all, Jim Vance went by and shot each one of them even after they were dead. This is according to his family members that knew exactly what happened. And he shot each one of them in the head again, just to show the other guys that he meant business, and he wanted to make a mark that don't fool with the Hatfields. And he did. And he also told them to, if his name was ever mentioned, that he'd hunt them down in their families and kill them. And that's the reason you don't see Jim Vance's name on this indictment.
And that was told by one of his
that was his great-grandson.
That told us that.
That was a little kid at the time and remembered hearing his family talking about it in the other room and what was said.
Yep.
And he was just that ruthless and that bad of a guy. But
do you want to mention the monument here, or just
we'll
mention
go
it later?
over the monument later. We'll go over the complete killings later. I just wanted to make sure that any of these pictures that you see in books with these three guys on the porch, that is not the McCoys. And you will now forevermore remember that that is actually from the OK Corral, which was the year before. I think it was 1881 when this killing took place, the OK Corral, and it was 1882 at the election grounds when the McCoy boys were killed. So this was only a year or so before that photo was taken. But if you've ever been to the OK Corral, or you go to the OK Corral Museum, you will see those three caskets and those three men laying on the porch, and that's where it came from.
Exactly.
Alrighty.